Hello everyone, now we are going to see your fifth poem, A Father to His Son, written by Carl August Sandburg. Carl August Sandburg lived from 1878 to 1967. Some of his works have received Pulitzer Prizes, and Sandburg had a middle school named after him. In this poem, a father is thinking about the advice he wishes to impart to his son. Now we go to the detailed analysis of the poet. Carl August Sandburg is an American poet and journalist. His notable works are Chicago Poems, The People is Abraham Lincoln, The Prairie Years and the War Years, and Rutabaga Stories. His notable awards are Pulitzer Prize and Robert Frost Medal he received in 1952. The prescribed poem for you is a piece of worldly wisdom given by a father to a son. Father wishes his son to be with energy and stamina to face hurdles in life. This poem, Father to His Son, is a father's advice to his son who is at the threshold of his manhood. Through this poem, the father motivates his son how to get worldly wisdom. Now, let's get into the poem, Father to His Son. A father sees his son nearing manhood. What shall he tell that son? Life is hard. Be still. Be a rock. And this might stand him for the storms and serve him from humdrum monotony. This is the first stanza. Here, humdrum means boring. Monotony means day-to-day activities. Now to the explanation of the stanza. A father sees his son nearing manhood. A father sees his son at the threshold of manhood. What shall he tell that son? Life is hard. Be still, be a rock. He says that one should face life like a steel. The poet insists that the need to have a rock or steel-like determination to face the challenges of life, and this might stand him for the storm. Here, this represents the determination or the willpower which make him to stand for the storms in life. That is, here life challenges and serve him for humdrum monotony. And if he is having so much of determination and willpower, and by keeping a strong willpower and face life boldly and can overcome the boring routine of day-to-day life. A father finds his son reaching adolescence age. He is entering the world of adulthood. The fathers know that it is a dangerous period in a person's life. The boy badly needs the advice of his experienced father. So the father says that life is not soft but hard, and such a person should be like a steel or rock to face the challenges of life. Perhaps this advice will save the boy from many problems of day-to-day life. Now we move to the second stanza. And guide him among sudden betrayals and tighten him for slack moments. Life is a soft loam, be gentle, go easy. And this too might serve him. Brutes have been gentled where lashes failed. Here the poet says that and guide him among sudden betrayals. Betrayals means disloyal. Which will guide him? This rock or steel-like determination, that willpower will guide him among the betrayals. Betrayals means disloyal activities. And tighten him for slack moments. This steel-like determination will help him. Tighten means strong against the slack moments. Slack moments means the betrayal activity of the trusted friends. The boy may be betrayed by his trusted friends. Life is a soft loam, be gentle, go easy. There are certain occasions one need to treat life like a wet clay. Soft loam means wet clay, that is fertile soil. We have to handle life very gently. Take life as it comes without resistance. Be gentle, go easy. Take life as it comes without resistance. And this too might serve him. Brutes have been gentled where lashes failed. When a brute has committed a crime, brute, what do you mean by brute? Brute means a cruel person. When a brute has committed a crime, the law uses lashes to punish him. But the gentleness can transform even brutes. Kind-heartedness can transform brutes. Harsh punishment may harden them, but gentleness and love may bring about a change of their heart. The poet says these words while explaining the need to stay strong like a steel or a rock. The strong willpower will guide him when he faces with unexpected betrayals from trusted friends. It will also help him to be strong against future experiments. The poet also highlights the importance of soft but firm willpower to melt even hardened criminals. Love can transform even criminals. Now we move to the next stanza. The growth of a frail flower in a path up has sometimes shattered and split a rock. A tough will counts, so does desire. So does a rich, soft wanting. Without rich wanting, nothing arrives. Frail means soft or tender. Frail flower means soft flower. Shattered. Shattered means destroy. Rich, soft, that is very gentle or well mannered. Wanting means desire. Now we move to the explanation. The growth of a frail flower in a path up has sometimes shattered and split a rock. The growth of a soft plant, the toughness, the will to survive is the toughness of the flower. Survive and grow forces the rock to split. Tough will counts, so does desire. Here the poet stresses the toughness will create a path for success. One need to have deep patience, desire and strong will to succeed in life. So does a rich, soft wanting. Here he says that one should also need a desire to achieve things. Without rich wanting, nothing arrives. One cannot earn a lot if he has a strong willpower. Without a desire for riches, nothing can be done. A tender flower may at times shatter and split a rigid rock, hard rock. For this, determination is needed. One should also need a desire to achieve things. One should want things in a refined manner. Refined manner means in a gentle manner. Without a desire for riches, nothing can be done. Now we move to the fourth stanza. Tell him too much money has killed men and left them dead years before burial. The quest of liquor beyond a few easy needs has twisted good enough men sometimes into dry thwarted worms. Here, burial means death, that is concealing something under the ground. Quest means search. Lucre means earning, that is money. Thwarted means frustrated. Here, the poet tells his son these words while explaining how ill-gotten wealth changes the good man. Tell him too much money has killed him. People who wanted too much money will be a prey to greed and left them dead before burial. This greed for money has left those greedy men dead before they really die, which means too much of greed for money will make them to lose their reputation and fame. The quest of lucre beyond a few easy needs has Twisted good enough men sometimes into dry, thwarted worms. The quest of lucre here it means seeking money in a dishonorable way. One's desire for money should be limited to meet the easy needs, that is, their basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter. Here, the poet says that it has twisted, if rather it has twisted beyond that, if they have the desire to possess a lot of money in a dishonorable way, it will reduce even good men to thwarted worms. Thwarted means frustrated worms. Money earned through dishonest means changes good men even to reduce their level to worms. Now we move to the explanation. The father should tell the boy that possession of too much money has ruined people. Such unduly wealthy people behave as if they were dead even while they are physically alive. The search for money beyond one's basic needs has turned even good men into worms. Now we move to the next stanza, that is fifth stanza. Tell him time as a stuff can be wasted. Tell him to be a fool ever so often and to have no shame over having been a fool, yet learning something out of every folly, hoping to repeat none of the cheap follies. Stuff means material, shame means dishonor, folly means foolishness. Time as a stuff can be wasted. He advises his son to have his leisure time. Leisure time is not a waste. Sometimes time can be wasted without doing anything. Tell him to be a fool ever so often and to have no shame over having been a fool. When you seek knowledge, never feel ashamed to be called as a fool for not knowing things. People may laugh at you as a fool. So he advises his son to be a fool often and not to have shame, yet learning something out of every folly, hoping to repeat none of the cheap folly. Already I said you, folly means foolishness. Yet learning something out of every folly. At times he will learn from every mistake and hoping to repeat none of the cheap follies, and he never repeat the cheap mistakes in his future life. Unless one wastes one's time, may not commit mistakes and learn from them. Besides, learning with the conscious efforts not to repeat these mistakes would make him wiser. Now to the explanation. The father should tell the boy that time can sometimes be wasted without doing anything. A man can be fool at times and he need not feel ashamed of his foolishness. He should learn a lesson from each of his follies, that is mistakes, and he should not repeat the same folly in his life. Now we move to the next stanza, that is stanza 6. Thus arriving at intimate understanding of a world numbering many fools. Tell him to be alone often and get at himself, and above all tell himself no lies about himself, whatever the white lies and protective fronts. Here intimate means close, white lies means harmless lies, protective fronts means false idea about oneself. To the first line. Thus, arriving at intimate understanding, you should understand of a world numbering many fools, which means in due course of time, the boy will have a close understanding of the world which is full of fools. Tell him to be alone often and get at himself, which means the poet advises his son to be alone and do self-analyzing about himself to get better understanding about himself, and above all tell himself no lies about himself. He advises to accept his mistakes and not to hesitate to accept. Avoid telling lies to protect himself against other people. Whatever the white lies and protective friends, whatever the lies be enough, he may be tell harmless lies. White lies means harmless lies, but he should avoid telling lies. And protective friends, he should not protect himself. He should always be honest and move forward in his life. The explanation is the boy will have a close relationship, close understanding of the world which is full of fools. The father should tell him to be alone as much as possible to understand himself. The boy should not tell lies to himself about himself, even though he may harmless to tell lies about others. Now we move to the next stanza. He may use against other people. Tell him solitude is creative if he is strong and the final decisions are made in silent rooms. Tell him to be different from other people if it comes natural and easy being different. He may use against other people. Avoid telling lies to protect himself from other people. Tell him solitude is creative if he is strong. The poet asked, in order to become strong, he should be alone. It will make him creative. And the final decisions are made in silent rooms. The final decisions are always taken in silent rooms. Major decisions in all walks of life are taken by great leaders when they are being alone. Tell him to be different from other people if it comes natural and easy being different. Tell him to be different. Instead of being one among many, the boy should be different. If it is one's nature to be so, he should be unique and different. If it comes, one should not take conscious efforts to be different, which will make him happy. The father advises his son to be mental strong person. He should be alone. Major decisions are always taken by great leaders when they are alone. The father advises his son to be different from other people in a natural way and not in a strained manner. Now we move to the next stanza. Let him have lazy days seeking his deeper motives. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. Then he may understand Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday and free imaginations. Let him have lazy days seeking deeper motives. Motives means cause. The boy may need some lazy days to find his inborn, deeper motives, inborn abilities. Let him seek deep for where he is born natural. He should try to understand his purpose of birth. He should think deep to understand the purpose of his birth. Then he may understand Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday and free imagination. And if he understand his purpose of birth, then only he will understand the greatness of the poets like Shakespeare and scientists like Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov and Michael Faraday, and he will get his uncontrolled imagination, that is free imagination. The poet says that his son needs some lazy days to find his inborn abilities. Then he will understand how the works of Shakespeare and the Wright brothers, Pasteur, Pavlov, Michael Faraday, and free imaginations brought to this world to change the world. Now we move to the final lines of this poem. Bringing changes into a world resenting change. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work he knows as his own. Bringing changes into the world. His free imaginations brings changes into the world which dislike changes. The world will dislike changes, but his free imagination, his uncontrolled imagination brings changes into the world. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work he knows as his own. He should stand alone and think that it is time for him to be on his own and work to achieve like others to change the world. Now to the explanation. The poet says that his boy with such uncontrolled imagination will be able to change the world which normally dislike changes. He will understand alone and have time to do the work for which he has been created by the God. Every father should remember that one day his son will follow his example instead of his advice.